CompTIA Project Plus Certification Exam Final Review. Question 1. Which stakeholder tool best addresses a situation in which the training provider team must select an appropriate engagement strategy for each stakeholder group? Option A, Salience Model. Option B, Power-Interest Grid. Option C, Stakeholder Register. Option D, RACI Matrix. The correct answer is option B, Power-Interest Grid. The required capability is to classify interested parties according to their influence and level of concern. Its practical value is to select an appropriate engagement strategy for each stakeholder group and make the decision traceable. For a document-management implementation, it provides a disciplined basis for the next action. Question 2. Which choice is designed to help a project team set an agreed price for well-defined work while placing much cost risk on the seller during approach selection? Option A, Fixed-Price Contract. Option B, Cost-Reimbursable Contract. Option C, Time-Materials Contract. Option D, Purchase Order. The correct answer is option A, Fixed-Price Contract. The selected approach is designed to set an agreed price for well-defined work while placing much cost risk on the seller. The approach supports the goal of create budget predictability when requirements are stable and limits preventable rework. In the context of a document-management implementation, it improves consistency across the team. Question 3. Which communication tool best addresses a situation in which the public university team must enable rich discussion when people cannot meet physically? Option A, Project Portal. Option B, Video-Conferencing Tool. Option C, Telephone Conference. Option D, Instant Messaging Platform. The correct answer is option B, Video-Conferencing Tool. A controlled response requires the team to support live audio and visual interaction among remote participants. Used properly, it supports the goal of enable rich discussion when people cannot meet physically and keeps responsibilities clear. In a research data repository, the approach keeps the response proportionate to the need. Stressed about your CompTIA exam? We can take CompTIA exam for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done. Question 4. A media company is delivering a retail inventory upgrade. The team needs to work with interested parties to understand concerns, build support, and manage expectations. Which execution activity is most appropriate? Option A, Stakeholder Engagement. Option B, Status Meeting. Option C, a phase-gate review. Option D, Approved Change Implementation. The correct answer is option A, Stakeholder Engagement. A controlled response requires the team to work with interested parties to understand concerns, build support, and manage expectations. Applying it enables the team to maintain commitment to project decisions and outcomes without weakening governance. For a retail inventory upgrade, it provides a disciplined basis for the next action. Question 5. The sponsor of a retail inventory upgrade asks how the team will manage work through controlled stages, defined responsibilities, and continuing business justification. Which response identifies the appropriate framework? Option A, Kanban. Option B, DevOps. Option C, DevSecOps. Option D, Prince2. The correct answer is option D, Prince2. The governing objective is to manage work through controlled stages, defined responsibilities, and continuing business justification. The result is an improved ability to support governance through structured decision points within approved boundaries. For a retail inventory upgrade, it creates a clearer record of why the action was taken. Question 6. A new coordinator at a financial services company must select a way to summarize performance, outcomes, variances, acceptance, financial results, and remaining obligations. Which option should the coordinator choose? Option A, Formal Acceptance. Option B, Contract Closure. Option C, Final Project Report. Option D, Resource Release. The correct answer is option C, Final Project Report. A repeatable process is needed to summarize performance, outcomes, variances, acceptance, financial results, and remaining obligations. Used properly, it supports the goal of provide leadership with a complete closure record and keeps responsibilities clear. In a field-service application, the approach keeps the response proportionate to the need. Question 7. During team organization for a quality-management application, which role would most directly help the team direct incremental work toward the highest value outcomes? Option A, Product Owner. Option B, Project Team. Option C, subject minus matter expert. Option D, functional manager. The correct answer is option A, product owner. The immediate management need is to prioritize the product backlog and represent customer value for an agile team. Used properly, it supports the goal of direct incremental work toward the highest minus value outcomes and keeps responsibilities clear. For a quality minus management application, it creates a clearer record of why the action was taken. Question 8. A review of a marketing automation deployment identifies a need to grant only the access needed for assigned responsibilities and no more. Which choice best represents the required capability? Option A, or role minus based access control. Option B, single sign minus on. Option C, privileged access review. Option D, least privilege. The correct answer is option D, least privilege. The selected approach is designed to grant only the access needed for assigned responsibilities and no more. It strengthens the team's ability to limit damage from error, misuse, or compromised accounts and coordinate affected parties. In a marketing automation deployment, it helps the team move forward without bypassing necessary controls. Are you looking for CompTIA exam actual questions? Visit our website pokerexams.com to access CompTIA exam study guide with actual questions and answers. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description to get CompTIA exam answer key today. Question 9. Which choice is designed to help a project team limit the funding available for completing the approved work during project control? Option A, schedule constraint. Option B, a quality constraint. Option C, cost constraint. Option D, resource constraint. The correct answer is option C, cost constraint. This choice addresses the requirement to limit the funding available for completing the approved work. It creates evidence that helps the team keep spending within authorized financial boundaries and explain its actions. That makes it appropriate for the decision facing a marketing automation deployment. Question 10. The sponsor of a records minus retention automation effort asks how the team will estimate acquisition, operation, maintenance, support, and disposal costs across an asset lifecycle. Which response identifies the appropriate financial concept? Option A, return on investment. Option B, total cost of ownership. Option C, capital expenditure. Option D, operating expenditure. The correct answer is option B, total cost of ownership. The required capability is to estimate acquisition, operation, maintenance, support, and disposal costs across an asset lifecycle. The result is an improved ability to avoid decisions based only on the initial purchase price within approved boundaries. In the context of a records minus retention automation effort, it improves consistency across the team. Question 11. A review of a software release identifies a need to group initiatives according to strategic value even when they are not directly related. Which choice best represents the required capability? Option A, project. Option B, program. Option C, portfolio. Option D, operations. The correct answer is option C, portfolio. This practice gives the team a reliable way to group initiatives according to strategic value even when they are not directly related. That capability supports the goal of prioritize investment across the organization and preserves appropriate oversight. For a software release, it provides a disciplined basis for the next action. Question 12. The sponsor of a smart minus building pilot asks how the team will organize possible causes of a problem into structured categories around an observed effect. Which response identifies the appropriate quality tool? Option A, scatter diagram. Option B, fishbone diagram. Option C, a control chart. Option D, a histogram. The correct answer is option B, fishbone diagram. This choice addresses the requirement to organize possible causes of a problem into structured categories around an observed effect. It allows the team to support broad root minus cause exploration before selecting a remedy without relying on informal assumptions. In the context of a smart minus building pilot, it improves consistency across the team. Question 13. An audit at a consulting firm finds that project personnel cannot reliably ensure information is accessible only to authorized people and systems. Which option would close this gap? Option A, confidentiality. Option B, integrity. Option C, availability. Option D, non-repudiation. The correct answer is option A, confidentiality. The underlying control exists to ensure information is accessible only to authorized people and systems. It creates evidence that helps the team prevent improper disclosure of sensitive material and explain its actions. For a public website redesign, it creates a clearer record of why the action was taken. Question 14. Which delivery practice best addresses a situation in which the regional hospital team must detect integration defects early? Option A, blue-green deployment. Option B, a scheduled release. Option C, manual deployment. Option D, a continuous integration. The correct answer is option D, continuous integration. Sound delivery practice requires personnel to merge code frequently and validate changes through automated builds and tests. Its practical value is to detect integration defects early and make the decision traceable. Within a digital signature service, it connects the response to an established management principle. Question 15. An audit at a health clinic finds that project personnel cannot reliably manage work through controlled stages, defined responsibilities, and continuing business justification. Which option would close this gap? Option A, Kanban. Option B, DevOps. Option C, DevSecOps. Option D, Prince2. The correct answer is option D, Prince2. A repeatable process is needed to manage work through controlled stages, defined responsibilities, and continuing business justification. The approach supports the goal of support governance through structured decision points and limits preventable rework. For a smart building pilot, it provides a disciplined basis for the next action. Question 16. A new coordinator at a transport operator must select a way to record significant choices, decision-makers, dates, rationale, and affected areas. Which option should the coordinator choose? Option A, a decision log. Option B, a risk register. Option C, action-item log. Option D, RAID log. The correct answer is option A, decision log. Record significant choices, decision-makers, dates, rationale, and affected areas. Applying it enables the team to preserve context when a choice is questioned later without weakening governance. Applied during a public website redesign, it protects the integrity of the delivery process. Question 17. For a software release, leadership wants a disciplined way to create readable project documentation for review and approval. Which productivity tool meets that need? Option A, time-tracking tool. Option B, a scheduling tool. Option C, ticketing system. Option D, document-creation tool. The correct answer is option D, document-creation tool. This choice addresses the requirement to produce structured written plans, reports, procedures, and formal records. This supports efforts to create readable project documentation for review and approval and reduces avoidable ambiguity. Applied to a software release, it supports a controlled and defensible decision. Question 18. An audit at a training provider finds that project personnel cannot reliably obtain authorized acknowledgement that completed outputs satisfy agreed requirements. Which option would close this gap? Option A, a deliverable verification. Option B, contract closure. Option C, formal acceptance. Option D, resource release. The correct answer is option C, formal acceptance. The relevant discipline calls for the team to obtain authorized acknowledgement that completed outputs satisfy agreed requirements. The practice is valuable because it helps establish that the customer has approved the delivered result in a consistent manner. In a point- sale replacement, the team can act with clearer evidence and fewer misunderstandings. Stressed about your CompTIA exam? We can take CompTIA exam for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done. Question 19. For an online admissions service, leadership wants a disciplined way to limit further loss and retain useful evidence even without delivery. Which closure activity meets that need? Option A, project archive. Option B, canceled project closure. Option C, lessons learned. Option D, closing meeting. The correct answer is option B, canceled project closure. The required capability is to stop work formally while preserving records, settling commitments, releasing resources, and documenting the decision. This supports efforts to limit further loss and retain useful evidence even without delivery and reduces avoidable ambiguity. Applied to an online admissions service, it supports a controlled and defensible decision. Question 20. For a branch-office connectivity upgrade, leadership wants a disciplined way to define the initial extent of the authorized effort. Which initiation artifact meets that need? Option A, project charter. Option B, high-level scope. Option C, stakeholder register. Option D, project objectives. The correct answer is option B, high-level scope. This practice gives the team a reliable way to describe major boundaries and deliverables without developing detailed work packages. This capability is especially useful when the team must define the initial extent of the authorized effort. In a branch-office connectivity upgrade, the team can act with clearer evidence and fewer misunderstandings. Question 21. Which cloud service model best addresses a situation in which the media company team must reduce operating-system administration for development teams? Option A, Infrastructure as a Service. Option B, Software as a Service. Option C, Platform as a Service. Option D, Function as a Service. The correct answer is option C, Platform as a Service. The required capability is to provide a managed application platform while the customer deploys and controls its own code. This supports efforts to reduce operating-system administration for development teams and reduces avoidable ambiguity. For a document-management implementation, it provides a disciplined basis for the next action. Question 22. A new coordinator at a utility company must select a way to decompose deliverables into manageable components and work packages. Which option should the coordinator choose? Option A, Cost Baseline. Option B, Acceptance Criteria. Option C, Contingency Reserve. Option D, Work Breakdown Structure. The correct answer is option D, Work Breakdown Structure. The immediate management need is to decompose deliverables into manageable components and work packages. This makes it easier to improve estimating, assignment, and schedule development and maintains accountability. Within an application programming interface integration, it connects the response to an established management principle. Question 23. A review of a virtual desktop rollout identifies a need to visualize workflow and limit work in progress without requiring fixed-length iterations. Which choice best represents the required capability? Option A, Kanban. Option B, Software Development Lifecycle. Option C, Prince2. Option D is Scaled Agile Framework. The correct answer is option A, Kanban. The immediate management need is to visualize workflow and limit work in progress without requiring fixed-length iterations. This capability is especially useful when the team must improve flow and expose bottlenecks. In a virtual desktop rollout, that structure improves ownership and traceability. Question 24. The sponsor of a Smart Building pilot asks how the team will coordinate the team and integrate scope, schedule, cost, risk, communication, and quality activities. Which response identifies the appropriate role? Option A, Project Sponsor. Option B, Product Owner. Option C, a Scrum Master. Option D, Project Manager. The correct answer is option D, Project Manager. The central purpose is to coordinate the team and integrate scope, schedule, cost, risk, communication, and quality activities. It allows the team to guide the initiative toward its approved objectives without relying on informal assumptions. Applied during a Smart Building pilot, it protects the integrity of the delivery process. Question 25. Which choice is designed to help a project team review completion, outcomes, unresolved transfers, recognition, and final responsibilities during closure? Option A, Lessons Learned. Option B, Operational Handoff. Option C, Closing Meeting. Option D, Final Project Report. The correct answer is option C, Closing Meeting. Review completion, outcomes, unresolved transfers, recognition, and final responsibilities. This makes it easier to give stakeholders a shared understanding that the initiative is ending and maintains accountability. In a mobile banking application, the team can act with clearer evidence and fewer misunderstandings.